Hello students, today I am here to teach you chapter 23 in your textbook, that's area. In this lesson, we are finding area of a parallelogram, area of a trapezium and area of a circle. What's area? Area is the space occupied by the closed plane figure. So let's take any closed plane figure. This is a closed plane figure. So the space occupied by this closed plane figure is called the area. So this is the area. So we can take another figure. So any shape you can color it so that the space occupied by this closed plane figure is the area. So these are indefinite shapes. So we are doing definite shapes in this lesson. So what are the shapes we are doing? Parallelogram, trapezium and circle. So we are finding areas of trapezium, circle and the parallelogram. So here, what are the units of area? So you can use square, centimeter, cm square, or square meter, m square. So those are the units that we can use for area. So we already did this. This is a rectangle. How we find out the area of a rectangle? If you know the length is L, breadth is B. So we can multiply. So L is the length, B is the breadth, and A is the area. So we can find area is length times breadth, LB. So find the area of the following rectangles. Length is 12. Breadth is 7. So 12 times 7. So what's the unit here? Centimeter squared. Square centimeters. 7 times 2, 14. And 7 times 1, 7 plus 1, 8. 84 square centimeters. Now we look at second question. Here, area is given 77 square centimeters. So you need to find out the breadth. So how you find out breadth? So we can write breadth into length is area. Other way around, because you need to find out breadth. So breadth is equal to 77 divided by 11. So you get 7 centimeters for breadth. Look at this one. We need to find out length now. Area is given 108. So length times breadth is 9 is equal to 108. That's the area. So what's the length? 108 divided by 9. 9 times 1, 9 for 18, that's 2. 12 centimeters is the length of this rectangle. Now we'll look at area of a square. Square means all sides are equal. If the side length is L, what's the area? Length into length, or you can write L squared. So L is the side length. And A is the area of the square. So find the area of the following squares. Here 13 is the side length. So 13 times 13 or 13 square. 13 times 13 is 169 square centimeters is the unit. Now area is given. You are asked to find out the side length. So L into L is 121. So How can you write 121 with the same number? 11 times 11. So L into L is 11 times 11 means the length is 11 centimeters. Now look at this square. You are asked to find the area. So side length is 16. So 16 times 16, what's the value? We'll multiply and see. 10 and 6. 6 times 6, 36. And 6 times 1, 6 plus 3, 9. 256 square centimeters. Triangle. So if you know the base length and the perpendicular height. So what's another name for perpendicular height? Altitude. So if you know any triangle, this is acute angle triangle, right angle triangle and obtuse angle triangle, because you get an obtuse angle here. So whatever the triangle, you get the same formula. You did this before. So what's the formula you get? Half into base length into perpendicular height. So perpendicular height, when you take the acute angle triangle, we can draw inside. Right angle triangle, one side becomes the perpendicular height. In obtuse angle triangle, you have to draw the perpendicular outside. So when you are finding the areas, so we are finding area of this and area of this right angle triangle and area of this triangle. So how we find out? Half into base into perpendicular height. So remember that formula. So find the area of the triangles or perpendicular height or base. In this one, right angle triangle. So this, if this is base, you can take this one as a perpendicular height. If this is the base, this is the perpendicular height. You can take any length. So half, we'll take base length is 12 and perpendicular height becomes 7. Here you can divide by 2, 6 and 6 times 7, 42 square centimeters. Now here, what's the area? So we'll take area is 36. We'll take the area is 36 because you need the area to do this. If it's square centimeter, 36. Half into base is 16 and the perpendicular height is h. That's equal to 36. Now simplify. 2 times 1, 2 times 8. So h becomes 36 over 8. So you get 4 times 2, 4 times 9. 9 over 2 means 4.5. So 4.5 centimeters is the perpendicular height. Again, this is a right angle triangle. So what's the area? Area is 48 square centimeters. So you are asked to find out the base length. 48 is equal to half into base into perpendicular height 6. So 2 times 3. So 3a equals 48 means how you find out a? You divide both sides by 3. So you get a equals 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 6, 18. So 16 centimeters. This is an acute angle triangle. What's the area? Area is equal to half times. If you take base is this, the perpendicular height is 7. 12 times 7. 2 times 6, 6 times 7, 42 square centimeters. Another triangle. The area is given 63. So how can you equate that? Perpendicular height you need to find. Half into base is 18 now. Perpendicular height is h. So 2 times 9. 9h equals 63. So how you find out h? Divide by 9. H becomes 9 times 7, 63. So 7 centimeters. Look at this one. This is an obtuse angle triangle. So you need to find out the area of this part. So how we find out the area? You can use half times base length. Base length is this. The perpendicular height we normally draw outside. 14 into 5. So 2 times 7. 7 times 5. 35 square centimeters. Another obtuse angle triangle. So we can color this and see. You need to find out the area of this part. So what's the area? Area is given. You need to find out the perpendicular height now. So 36 is equal to half times. Base length is 8 and the perpendicular height is h. 2 times 4. So 4h equals 36. Divide by 4. You get h equals 9. 9 centimeters. Now find the area of this one. This is also obtuse angle triangle. You need to find out the area of this part. So how we find out the area? Area is given. You need to find out the base length. So 40 is equal to half times. Base length is a and the perpendicular height is 10. So 2 times 5. 5a equals 40. So what's a? 40 divided by 5. 8 meters now. 8 meters. This is an obtuse angle triangle. You have given the area 36. So area 36 is equal to half times base is 9 and the perpendicular height we need to find h. Now you can't divide here, so we'll multiply by 2 both sides. So this becomes 9h and divide by 9. So you get h equals 2 times 36 divided by 9. 9 times 4, 36. 4 times 2, 8. 8 meters. This is another obtuse angle triangle. Area is 56. So 56 is equal to half base length. Base length is a and the perpendicular height is 7. So multiply by 2 both sides. You get 7a here when you multiply by 2. So divide by 7, you get a. 7 times 8, 8 times 2, 16. So this is 16 meters. Find the area of the composite figures. What are composite means? Combining several shapes together. So this is a triangle and a rectangle. So how you find out the area of the full thing? First we can find the area of the triangle and then rectangle and then add it to get the total area. So what's the area of the triangle? Now it says this length is equal to this length. So this becomes 8. This length is same as this. So this is 15. Now we know base length, if it's 15, the perpendicular height is 8. So what's the area of the triangle? Half times 8 times 15. 2 times 4. 4 times 15. 4 times 5, 20. 2 remaining. 4 times 1, 4 plus 2, 6. 60 square centimeters is the area of the triangle. Now find the area of the rectangle. Length is 15, breadth is 8. So 15 times 8. 8 times 5, 40. 4 remaining. 8 times 1, 8 plus 4, 120 square centimeters. Now what's the total area? You can add those two together. 60 plus 120, you get 180 square centimeter is the total area of this composite figure. Find x using the areas. Now this is the same triangle. If you take base length is 16 here, what's the area? Half into base length 16, and what's the perpendicular height? Perpendicular height is 4. So that's the area, centimeter square. If you take area as base length x, how we find out the area? Half times base length x into perpendicular height becomes 8. But this is the same triangle. So areas are equal. So you can equate these two. So we'll simplify this. 2 times 2 and 16 times 2. You get 32. So 32 is equal to, here you get 2 times 1 and 2 times 4. So 4x. So 32 equals 4x. So what's x? Divide by 4. 32 divided by 4, you get 8 centimeters. So the x length is 8 centimeters. Area of a square is 81 square centimeters. Find the length of one side. So how do you find out the length of one side? Area is L square. So 81 is L square. How do you get 81? 9 times 9. So you can write 9 squared is L squared. So L becomes 9. This is in centimeters. Find the perimeter. How do you find out the perimeter? One side is L. There are 4 sides. 4L. So 4 times 9, you get 36 centimeters. And find the length of one side of an equilateral triangle with the same perimeter above. So the perimeter is the same. So what's the perimeter of the equilateral triangle? 36, because it's the same. 3 sides are there, equal 3 sides. So you divide by 3 to get length of one side. 36 divide by 3, you get 12 centimeters is the length of one side of an equilateral triangle. Now we'll look at parallelogram. So what is a parallelogram? It's a quadrilateral. 4 sides are there. So a quadrilateral with pair of opposite sides are parallel is a parallelogram. Opposite sides are parallel. So AB is parallel to BC. And if you take this side, AD is parallel to BC. And also in the parallelogram, pair of opposite sides are equal. So pair of opposite sides, if AD is this side, what's the opposite side? BC. So AD equals BC and AB is equal to DC. So in a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel as well as equal. Look at this diagram, base and perpendicular height of a parallelogram. Now look at ABCD parallelogram. AB is the base. If this is the base, what's the perpendicular height? This is the perpendicular height. PD is the corresponding perpendicular height. DP or PD. If BC is the base, so what's the perpendicular height to that? QD or DQ? DQ is the corresponding perpendicular height. So you need to know what's the base and relevant perpendicular height. Now look at this one. Now take a look at this rectangle first. I am cutting this rectangle, this triangle from the rectangle and paste it to this side. So this area is same as this one. So what I get? Take the triangle, cut one part, one triangle like this and paste it there. You get a parallelogram. So shaded part in the rectangle, this one, by removing the shaded triangle in the rectangle and pasting it on to the other side, we can create a parallelogram. So what's the area of the rectangle? Length is A, breadth is H. And this is same, the area is the same now because I didn't do anything. So here this part is common, this one move to this side. So the area of the rectangle is same as the area of the parallelogram ABCD. So we can say because these are equal, the area of the parallelogram is A into H. So what's that? A is the base length and the perpendicular height to that is H. So what's the area of a parallelogram? If you know the base and the perpendicular height to that, you call it altitude and you can find out the area. Find the areas of the parallelograms. So what's the base length? 12. So area is equal to base length 12. What is the perpendicular height to that? That's 8. 12 times 8. 96 square centimeters. Now, what's the base here? Base length is here. Area is equal to 7 times the perpendicular height is 9 now. 63 square centimeters. Find the area of this parallelogram. Area is given. You are asked to find out the perpendicular height. So you can write 126 is equal to 18 times H, base into height. So what's H? 126 divided by 18. What's the value? When you multiply by 7, so you get 18 times 7 is equal to 126. H equals 7 centimeters. Now look at this one. Area is given 99 square centimeters and you are asked to find out the base length. So 99 is equal to base length is A into 11. So how you find it? 99 divided by 11, you get 9 centimeters. Look at this parallelogram. Find the area. Base length is 16. Perpendicular height is 8. 8 times 6, 48. 8 times 1, 8 plus 4, 12. So square centimeters. Look at this one. Area is given 84 square centimeters. So what's the perpendicular height? 84 is equal to 12 is the base length into perpendicular height. So what's height? 84 divided by 12. So you get 7. This is 12 times 7. So 7 centimeters. Look at this one. You can find out A using the area. So if you take base length is A times 12 is same as 16 times 9. So area is the same for a parallelogram. So how you find out A? 16 times 9 divide by 12. So 4 times 3, 4 times 4 and 3 times 3. So A equals 4 times 3, 12 centimeter is the A value. Now look at this one. Again, this is a parallelogram. You need to find out H. If you take base as 16, the perpendicular height is H. So that's same as if you take the 8 as the base and this is the perpendicular height, you get 12 times 8. So what's H? 12 times 8 divided by 16. 4 times 2, 4 times 4 and 4 times 3 here. 3 times 2, 6 centimeters. Now we'll look at what's a trapezium. So trapezium is also a quadrilateral. 4 sides are there. So only property is one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So remember, only one pair is parallel. So you can get something like this. So these two lines are parallel. That's a trapezium. Another one, you can get something like this. This is, if this is parallel. So this can be 90 or any other angle. So only property is one pair of opposite sides are parallel. So how we find out the area of a trapezium? So following figures are two trapezium with same area. So what I did, I took the same parallelogram and put it upside down. So this length B is same as here and this length is A. So what I do, I am trying to connect these two. So we'll do that. Try to connect this one with this one. What you get? When you connect the two trapeziums, what you get? You get a parallelogram. This length is parallel to this one. So here I can write this length is B and this length is A. And the perpendicular height is the same. So area of a parallelogram. Now look at the big parallelogram. What's the area? Base length is now A plus B. A plus B into height. A plus B into height. So what is area of one trapezium? Area of one trapezium. There are two equal trapeziums. So I can divide this by 2. So I am taking the area of the parallelogram, divide by 2. So area of the other parallelogram, that's also same thing. So this one, A plus B into H divide by 2. So we get a formula now. What's the area of a trapezium? Area becomes half. So 1 over 2 here, divide by 2 means multiply by half. A plus B into height. H is the perpendicular height. So what is A plus B? A plus B is the sum of lengths of two parallel sides. So this length and this length of a trapezium. So A plus B. Remember, what's the formula to find out the trapezium? Area of the trapezium? Half A plus B, the sum of two parallel sides into perpendicular height. So this is a trapezium. Find the area. So what's the formula? Half sum of the two parallel sides, 9 and 12. So 12 plus 9. And then the perpendicular height multiplied by perpendicular height, 8. So 2 times 4 here. 12 plus 9, 21. 21 times 4. 84 square centimeters is the area of the trapezium. Look at this trapezium. Area is equal to half sum of the two parallel sides. 9 plus 13 now. This plus this, and the perpendicular height is 7. 9 plus 13, 22. So half into 22 times 7. Here you can see 2 times 11. 11 times 7. 77 square centimeters is the area of this trapezium. Another trapezium, how you find out the area? Area is equal to half. And what's the two lengths? 18 and 9. And the perpendicular height is 8. 2 times 4. So what's the sum here? 27. 18 plus 9. That's into 4. 4 times 7, 28. 2 remaining. 4 times 2, 8 plus 2, 10. 108 square centimeters is the area of the trapezium. Look at this one. Find the area of this trapezium. Area is equal to half times sum of the two parallel lengths. 16 plus 12. And the perpendicular height is 12. So 2 times 6 here. 16 plus 12, you get 28. 28 times 6. 8 times 6, 48. 4 remaining. 6 times 2, 12. 12 plus 4, 16. So 168 square centimeters is the area of this trapezium. Now we'll look at how we find out the area of a circle. So this is the center and the radius r. You know what's the circumference of a circle. If it's r is the radius, that's 2 pi r is the circumference. So outer length of a circle, that's called circumference, that's 2 pi r. Now we'll try to find out the area of a circle. So there's a small experiment you can do. So take a circle and divide into several small parts. And here you take half of it. So when you take half of it, what's the length here? Here to here, that's 2 pi r divided by 2. That's pi r. This length is also pi r, half of the circle. So now what you can do, you can cut these pieces and try to paste it like this. So these yellow ones here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 parts like that. And the remaining half, you can paste it and take one part and divide it into 2. So take this part, 8th part here. This part you cut into half and one part you paste here and the other part to this side. So when you paste it, you can get a shape like this. So what's the shape? This is close to a rectangular shape. So if this side here becomes the length of all sides here, what's that? Pi r. 2 pi r divided by 2. And what's the length here? Each piece is here radius r. So this height is radius. So we know that. What's the area of the rectangle here? Length into breadth. Pi r into r. So you can simplify and write r into r. That becomes pi r square. So what's the area of the circle? Area of the circle is, if you know the radius is r, that becomes pi r square. So pi value, what's the pi value we can take? Either 22/7 or 3.14. So you need to know the radius to find out the area. Pi into r, pi r square. Now we'll use that formula to find out the area. Find the area when the radius is 7. R is 7. So pi will take 22/7. So what's the area? Area is equal to pi r square. Pi we can take 22/7. Radius is 7 times 7. Here, can you see 7 get cancelled out? And 22 times 7. So you get 154 square centimeters. Find the area of the circle with radius 3.5. You get a decimal. It's easy to convert to a fraction and write. What is 3.5? You can write 3.5, or as an improper fraction, you get 7/2. So it's easy to substitute 7/2. Pi will take 22/7. So what's the area? Pi r square. Pi is 22/7. R is 7/2 into 7/2. 7 here get cancelled out. And 2, you get 11. 11 times 7, 77. Divide by 2. So you can keep like this. Or if you want the decimal answer, just divide. 2 times 3, 6. For 17, that's 8. And 1 remaining, 38.5 square centimeters. Find the area of a circle with radius 14. So radius is 14. Pi will take 22/7. Find the area. So use pi r square. 22/7 times 14 times 14. So 7 times 2 here. So 2 times 14, that's 28. So 22 times 28. Multiply and see. 20 and 2. 16 and 2 times 2, 4 plus 1, 5. So here you get the same thing. 6 and 6. 616 square centimeters is the area of this circle. Find the area of a circle with radius 21. 21 and pi will take 22/7. You need to find the area. 22/7 times 21 times 21. 7 times 3. So you get 22 times 3, 66 into 21. So what's 66 into 21? 20 and 1 here. So you get 2 times 6, 12, and 2 times 6, 12 plus 1, 13, and here 66. So when you add it, you get 1386 square centimeters. Find the area of a circle with radius 10. Radius is 10. This time we'll take 3.14 as the pi value. So pi 3.14, radius is 10. 10 times 10. Now, can you see? This is just multiplied by 100. That means move the decimal place 2 places to the right. 1, 2. So 314 square centimeters. Find the area of a circle with radius 10.5. So 10.5 we can write as 10 and a half, or as an improper fraction 21 over 2. So R is here given 21 over 2 and pi is 22 over 7. So pi is 22 over 7 and you need to find the area. So pi, that's 22 over 7. R is 21 over 2 and 21 over 2. 7 times 3. 2 times 11. And we can't simplify further. So we'll multiply 3 times 21, 63, and divide by 2. Do you know how to multiply by 11? So 63 multiplied by 11. So what we do, you write separately 6 and 3. The middle one becomes an addition. 6 plus 3, you get 9. Divide by 2. So 693 divided by 2, you get 3 and 4, and for 13 that's 6 and half. 346 and half square centimeters. Find the area of a circle with radius 17.5. So what is 17.5? 17 and a half, or you can write as 35 over 2 as an improper fraction. So you can write 35. So you can write 35 over 2 and find the area. So area is equal to pi r squared. Pi is 22 over 7 and r 35 over 2. So 7 times 5. 7 times 5, 35. 2 times 11. So we'll multiply 5 times 35 first, and then it's easy to multiply by 11. 5 times 5, 25. 2 remaining. 5 times 3, 15 plus 2, 17. Now, what's the method to multiply by 11? So, first number and the last number you write separately and then you add it. Here you get 7 plus 5, 12 and 1 remaining. Here 7 plus 1, 8. 8 plus 1, 9. So we'll check it. If you are not sure, just check it. 175 multiplied by 11, 10 and 1. And here 175. 5, 12, 9, 1. So that's correct. So 1925 divided by 2. 2 times 9, 18. And here 6. And 2 times 2, 4. And there's one part. Half is there. 962 and a half square centimeters is the area of the circle. Look at this one. Find the radius of a circle if area is 154. Now, other way round. So, we can find out area is equal to pi r square. Area is given 154 square centimeters. Pi, we take 22 over 7 and this is r square. Now what we can do to find out r square, I can multiply this value by 7. Both sides, if I multiply by 7, this get cancelled out and you get 7 here. Divide both sides by 22, you get r square. Now multiply this one. Can you simplify this? When you divide by 2, you get 11. So 77, and that means 7. 11 times 7. So you get 154. So 7 times 7. So 7 squared is equal to r squared. So what's the r value? Both power 2. You can compare these two and write r equals 7 centimeters. Find the radius of a circle if area is 38.5 square centimeters. Area is equal to pi r square. 38.5, I need to convert to improper fraction. 22 over 7 here, r square. Convert to improper fraction. 2 times 8, 16. 2 times 3, 6 plus 1, 76. Plus 1, 77. 22 over 7 into r squared. Now, how we find out r squared? Take this one, multiply by 7 and divide by 22. So, you get 11 times 7, 11 times 2. So, you get 7 squared over 2 squared is r squared. I can write this one as 7 over 2 whole thing squared. Instead of 7 squared over 2 squared, 7 over 2 whole thing squared. So what's r now? R becomes 7 over 2. That's 3.5 centimeters. The radius becomes 3.5 centimeters. Find the radius of a circle if area is 616. So we'll take pi as 22 over 7. So pi r squared is 8. 22 over 7 into r squared is 616. So what is r squared? 616 multiplied by 7 divide by 22. So you can divide by 11. 11 times 2, 11 times 5, 55, and you get 66, that's 6. And again you can divide by 2. 56 divided by 2, 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 8, 28 times 7 is r squared. So what's the value? 7 times 8, 56, 5 remaining, 7 times 2, 14 plus 5, 19. So what's the r value? So you need to get last digit 6. How you get 6? 4 times 4, 16, or 9 times 9, 16. Now think about 225. 225 means 15 times 50. This is less than that. 225 less than that. So that becomes 14, not 19 times 19. That's too big. So we'll check 14 times 14 whether it's correct. 10 and 4, 4, 1. 4 times 4, 16. And 4 times 1, 4 plus 1, 5. 196. So that means 14 squared. So you get R is 14 centimeters. Look at this one. Two circles are there, P and Q. Find the area of P circle. So what's the area of P circle? So area is equal to pi r squared. So pi, I'll take 22 over 7 into r. R is 14. 14 times 40. 7 times 2. So you get 2 times 14, you get 28. So 28 times 22. 28 times 22, 20 and 2. So you get 56 here, again 56. 616 square centimeters. What's the area of Q circle? Pi, I'll take 22 over 7. R is 7 now. 7 times 7. 7 times 2, 14. And 7 times 2, 14 plus 1, 15. So 154 square centimeters. Now, what's the difference between areas? So difference between areas means we subtract. Difference is equal to 616 minus 154. You get 462 square centimeter is the difference. So difference between two circles. Look at this diagram. Radius of the circle is 7. If this is the center, radius means this length. Length of one side of the square, so it touches this. So what's the one side? So this is also 7, this is also 7. So what's length of one side? 7 plus 7, that's 14. Area of the square. Now one side is 14. So area of the square is 14 times 14. What's 14 times 14? You get 196 square centimeters. Area of the circle. Area of the circle becomes pi r squared. Pi, I can take 22 over 7. R, radius is 7. 7 times 7. You get 154 square centimeters. Now we need to find out area of shaded part. How can we find out? We need to find out this area. So we need to find out this area. So this part. So what you do, we have the area of the square. If we subtract the area of the circle from the area of the square, we get this part. So what's the area of the shaded part? Total area is 196. That's the area of the square minus area of the circle. So you get 42 square centimeters is the area of the shaded part. Look at this one. You are asked to find the area of the shaded part. When you look at carefully, you will see this half of a circle and this half of a circle makes a full circle. So what's the full circle? You get full circle. What's the diameter? Diameter is 14. So the radius becomes 7. And what's the rectangle? Length 40 and breadth 14. So how can we find out the shaded part? Find the area of the rectangle, find the area of the circle and subtract. So find the area of the shaded part. First find the area of the rectangle. 40 into 14. Length into breadth. 0. 4 times 4, 16. And 4 times 1, 4 plus 1, 560 square centimeters. What's the area of the circle? Pi r squared. So 22 over 7 into r. R is 7. 7 into 7. So you get 154 square centimeters. Now we can find the area of the shaded part. That's this part. This part. So how we find out the area of the shaded part? Subtract 560 minus 154. So you get 406 square centimeters is the area of the shaded part. Following figure is a rectangle around two circles with radius 7. So radius is 7. Find the width of the rectangle. So what's the width? Width means this side 7 and 7. That's 14 centimeters. What's the length of the rectangle? Here, this is diameter is 14 and another 14. 14 plus 14, you get 28. That's the length of the rectangle. Then find the area of the rectangle. Area becomes length into breadth. Multiply this one. 28 multiplied by 14, 10 and 4. 4 times 8, 32. 4 times 2, 8. 8 plus 3, 11. 392 square centimeters is the area of the rectangle. So what is the area of the two circles? Area of one circle is pi, that's 22 over 7, r into r. You need to multiply by 2 because you get the same circle twice. 7 and 7, you get 44 into 7. 7 times 4, 28. 7 times 4, 28 plus 2, 30. 308 square centimeters. How can we find out the shaded part? We can subtract. So, shaded area is equal to, what's the total area of the rectangle? 392. And what's the area of the two circles? 308. Now subtract these two. You get 84 square centimeters is the area of the shaded part. Now we'll look at the review exercise in your textbook. Find the area of each plane figure shown below. This is a square. So what's the area? Length square. 5 times 5, 25 square centimeters. This is a rectangle. What's the area? Length into breadth. 6 times 4, 24 square centimeters. This is a triangle. What's the area of a triangle? Half into base length. That's 10. And the perpendicular height is 5. 2 times 5, 5 times 5, 25 square centimeters. And this is an obtuse angle triangle, but same formula. Half into base length is 8 and perpendicular height is 6. 2 times 4, 4 times 6, 24 square centimeters. This is a trapezium, or you can take area of the triangle plus area of the rectangle. So we'll use that. Area of the triangle. Half into base. Base is 7. And what's the height here? This is 3. This is 9. So this becomes 9 minus 3, 6. That's the area of the triangle. What's the area of the rectangle here? 7 times 3. So you add it together. 2 times 3, 3 times 7, 21. 21 plus 21. You get 42 square centimeters. Again, another composite figure, a rectangle and a triangle. So what's the total area? Rectangle is 10 times 4, length into breadth. Area of the triangle, half into base length is this one, that's 10. And the perpendicular height is 3. So 2 times 5 here. So 10 times 4, 40. 5 times 3, 15. So when you add it, you get 55 square centimeters. Question number 2. In the triangle shown in the figure, the perpendicular height corresponding to the base of length 12 is 5 centimeters. It's given. And the perpendicular height corresponding to the base of 10 centimeter is h. Find the area of the triangle. So area of the triangle is half. We know both base length and the perpendicular height. We can use that. 12 into 5. 2 times 6, 6 times 5, 30 square centimeters. Find the value of h. You can use the area. So that is equal to, area is equal to half times 10 is the base now. Perpendicular height is h. 2 times 5 and h becomes 30 divided by 5. 6 centimeters. What is the perimeter of an equilateral triangular lamina of side length 12? So perimeter means outer length. So perimeter becomes 3 times that. 3 times side length. So you get 36 centimeters. Consider a square lamina with the same perimeter as that of the above triangular lamina. Find the side length of the square lamina. Now, perimeter of the square is the same. So it's 36 centimeters. So what is side length? Side length becomes this one divided by 4 because 4 sides are there. When you divide by 4, you get 9 centimeters. Then part 2. Find the area of the square lamina. Area of the square becomes, side length is 9. 9 times 9. 81 square centimeters. Example number 1. Find the area of the parallelogram. So what's the area of the parallelogram? Base into perpendicular height. Here base is 10. Perpendicular height is 5. 10 times 5, 50 square centimeters. Example 2. Find the area of the parallelogram KLMN. It's given. If the area of the parallelogram is 48 square centimeters, find the value of H. So area is 8 is the base length there. 8 into H. That's equal to 48. So how we find out H? 48 divided by 8. 6 centimeters. Exercise 23.1. Find the area of each parallelogram given below. Area is base into perpendicular height. 7 times 2, 14. 7 times 1, 7 plus 1, 8. 84 square centimeters. This is another parallelogram. Area is equal to 10 times perpendicular height is 3. 30 square centimeters. What about this one? This is the base and this is the perpendicular height. Correspond to that. So area becomes 20 times 8 now. 160 square centimeters. Question number 2. If the perimeter of the parallelogram ABCD is 52 centimeters, find its area. So finding area now. One side is given, so you can find out the other side. So what's the perimeter there? 15 plus 15 plus, we don't know this length. We'll take B and this is 2B. That's given 52. So you can first find the base length. 15 and 15, 30. 30 plus 2B equals 52. 2B is 52 minus 30. You get 22. So what's B? Divide by 2. You get 11. So what's the base length? 11. Now we can find the area. So area of the parallelogram is, base length is now 11 and the perpendicular height is 6. 11 times 6, 66 square centimeters. If the area of the parallelogram in the figure is 35 square centimeters, find the value of H. So what's the area? Area is equal to 5 times perpendicular height. This should be the perpendicular height, H. That's given 35. So what's H? We divide by 5. 5 times 7, 35. So H is 7 centimeters. If the area of the parallelogram PQRS is 105 square centimeters, calculate the length of side PQ. So area is equal to, if it's PQ length, PQ times is the base, PQ is the base, that's into 3 is the area. That's given 105. So what's the PQ length? 105 divided by 3. 35 centimeters. Find the area of the parallelogram KLMN. So you can find out the area. We'll take this one as the base and the perpendicular height is 5. 12 times 5. 60 square centimeters. So what's the value of H? We can use that area to find out the area of the parallelogram with the base 10. So 60 is equal to, if base 10 is there, the perpendicular height is h. So what's h? 60 divided by 10. You get 6 centimeters. If the area of the parallelogram ABCD is 30 square centimeters, find the area of the parallelogram ABEF. So that means basically we need to find out this AB length and then use the base to find the area. So area of ABCD is base length AB into perpendicular height 5. That's equal to 30. So what's the AB length? 30 divided by 5. You get 6 centimeters. Now we know this is 6 centimeters. You can find out the area of ABEF. So what's the area? Base length is 6 and the perpendicular height is 3. 6 times 3, 18 square centimeters. Example number 1, find the area of the trapezium ABCD. So what's the formula? Half times the length of the sum of two lengths of the parallel sides. 6 plus 11. Those are the two lengths of parallel sides. And the perpendicular height is 8. 2 times 4. And 6 plus 11? 17. 17 times 4. 68. 4 times 7, 28. 4 times 1, 4 plus 2, 6. 68 square centimeters is the area of the trapezium. If the area of trapezium PQRS is 70 square centimeters, find the value of h. So you can use the area formula. Area is 70. And how can we find out using the given information? The two parallel lengths 12 and 8. So half 12 plus 8. And then the perpendicular height is h. So half into 12 plus 8 means 20 h. So 2 times 10. So that's 10h. But the area is 70. So 10h is 70. So what's h? 70 divided by 10. You get 7 centimeters is the perpendicular height. Exercise 23.2. Find the area of each trapezium given below. So what's the formula? Finding the area. Half and the sum of the two parallel lengths 7 and 13 into perpendicular height is 6 here. 2 times 3. Then 7 plus 13 is 20. 20 times 3, you get 60 square centimeters. What's the area of this one? Half. What's the two parallel lengths? 10 and 5. You have to put brackets when you are adding two lengths. And the perpendicular height is 8. So 2 times 4. 10 plus 5, 15. 15 into 4. 60. 60 square centimeters. Another trapezium. Area is equal to half. Two lengths. Parallel lines 9 and 13. And the perpendicular height is 5. 9 plus 13, 22. Now you can divide by 2 here. 11 times 5, 55 square centimeters. Question number 2. If the area of the trapezium in the figure is 88 square centimeters, find the value of h. So area is half the two parallel lengths 8 and 14 into h. That's equal to 88. So half 8 plus 14, 22. H equals 88. Now divide by 2, you get 11. So H becomes 88 over 11, you get 8 centimeters. If the area of the trapezium in the figure is 60 square centimeters, find the value of x. That's the perpendicular height. So area is half into lengths of sum of the two parallel lengths, and the perpendicular height is x. So we'll just simplify first. Half. Addition of these two, 24 x. That's equal to 60 square centimeters. So 2 times 12. So 12x equals 60. What's x? 60 divided by 12. 5 centimeters. Find the length marked A in each trapezium given below. The area of each trapezium is given below the figure. So here area is 26. So I can write 26 is equal to half the two parallel lengths A and 5 now. Into perpendicular height is 4. 2 times 2. So you get here 2 times A plus 5 is equal to 26. I can divide both sides by 2. This get cancelled out. You get 13 is equal to A plus 5. So what's A? A becomes 13 minus 5. 8 centimeters. This one, area is 135 square centimeters. That's equal to half the sum of two parallel lengths 18 and A. And the perpendicular height is 9. I can multiply by 2 both sides. So 135 multiplied by 2 and divide by 9. So I get this part 18 plus 6. So how you get rid of this half? Multiply by 2 and divide by 9. You can get only this part. So 9 times 1, 9 times 1, 9 and 45, that's 5. 15 times 2, that's 30. So 30 equals 18 plus A. So what's the A value? 30 minus 18. So you get 12 centimeters. Question number 5. The side view of a wall is given in the figure. Find the area of the wall according to the given measurements. So you get same trapezium here. See, this is 4, this is 4. So you get same trapezium. So we'll find out the area of one trapezium and multiply by 2. So area becomes half. What's the two lengths? 3 and these are the two parallel lengths, 3 and 5. And what's the perpendicular height? That's 4. And you have to multiply this by 2 because you get two trapeziums. 2 and 2 get cancelled out. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 times 4, 32 square meters is the area of the wall. Question number 6. The area of a trapezium is 30 square centimeters. The perpendicular distance between the parallel sides is 3. Give 3 pairs of integral values that the lengths of the parallel sides can take. So first we'll write down area is half into a plus b, the sum of the two parallel lengths into perpendicular height. Now area is 30. And perpendicular height is 3. Now we'll find out a plus b is what? A plus b is you multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of this and divide by 3. So you get 20. So the sum of the two parallel lengths is 20. So what are the possibilities? Give 3 pairs of integral values, integer values. So length can be, if it's 12, other length is 8. If it's 15, this length is 5. So the sum should be 20. And we'll give another one. If a equals 9, other length is 11. So 3 pairs. So all these are in centimeters. So we need to know the sum is 20. Give 3 pairs of non-integral values that the lengths of the parallel sides can take. So you can give any 2 decimal values. Non-integral means not integers. Decimal values you can give. If a equals 12.5, what's the b value? B becomes 7.5. The sum is 20. If a equals 15 or 14.5, b becomes here 0.5 and here 5.5. Another one. So if a equals 8.5, I'm giving just 0.5. You can give any decimal. So, but main thing is you need to subtract. If it's 8.5, this becomes 11.5. Example number 1. Find the area of a circular lamina of radius 14 centimeters. So area of a circle is pi r square. So pi is 22 over 7. R, radius is 14. 14 times 14. So 7 times 2. So 44 into 14. So 14. 44 into 14, 10 and 4, 4 times 4, 16, 4 times 4, 16, plus 1, 17. 616. So what's the area of the circular lamina? 616 square centimeters. Exercise 23.3. The following are the dimensions of some circular laminas. Find the area of each lamina. Use 22 over 7 for the value of pi. So radius is 14. So what's the area? Pi, that's 22 over 7, r into r. 14 into 14. 7 times 2, 44 into 14. So we did that before, 616. So it's 44 divided by, multiplied by 14. you get 660 square centimeters. Radius 21. So what's the area? 22 over 7 into 21 times 21. 7 times 3 here. 3 times 2, 6. So 66 into 21. Multiply. 20 and 1. So what's the answer? 1386 square centimeters is the area of the circle. Diameter is 7. So what's the radius then? Radius becomes 7 over 2. Now you can use the area formula. Pi is 22 over 7. R is 7 over 2. 7 over 2. 7 and 7. Here 2 times 11. So 77 over 2. You can write 38 and a half square centimeters. Diameter is 21. So what's the radius? 21 over 2. So area becomes pi. 22 over 7. 21 over 2 into 21 over 2. 7 times 3. 2 and 11. And here you get 3 times this one, 63 times 11 divided by 2. So what's the easy method to multiply by 11? 6 and 3 you separate it and then the addition comes here. 6 plus 3, 9. 693 divided by 2. 3 and this is 4, 8 and 6 and a half square centimeter. 346 and a half square centimeters. The following are areas of some circular laminas. Calculate the radius of each lamina. Now, other way round. So, area is pi r squared. Area is given and pi you can take 22 over 7 into r squared. So, what's r squared? You can multiply by 7 and divide by 22. So 11 times 2, 11 times 5 and 6, 56. So you get, divide by 2 first, you get 2 times 2, 4 and for 16 that's 8. 28 times 7 is r squared. 56 and 7 times 2, 14 plus 5, 19. So we did this before. So what is 196? 14 times 14. 14 squared is r squared. So what is r? 14 centimeters. So that's the radius. Area is given 1386. You can use, that's pi r squared. So what's r squared? You multiply by 7 and divide by 2. Divide by 22. Now you can divide by 11, 1 and 2 and 6. So divide by 2, 126 divided by 2, you get 63 into 7. So 7 times 3, 21, 2 remaining. 7 times 6, 42 plus 2, 44. So what is 441? 21 times 21. You get 441. So 21 squared is r squared. So that becomes r is 21 centimeters. 38.5. This should be area, square centimeters. That's a mistake. So what's the area? 38.5. That's equal to pi. 22/7 into r square. We'll convert this to improper fraction. 2 times 8, 16 and 7. So 77/2. So you get this is equal to 22/7 r square. Now how you find out r square? You multiply by 7 and divide by 22. So here 11 times 2, 11 times 7. You get 7 squared and 2 squared is equal to r square. So I can write this one as 7/2 whole thing square. So what's r? 7/2. So 7/2, or I can write 3.5 centimeters. Consider the largest circular lamina that can be cut out from a square lamina of area 196. So that means this should touches this one. So the diameter of the circle should be the side length. So what's the area? Area of the square lamina is 196. So what's the side length then? Square is 196 square centimeters. So what's the side length? If side length is x, x squared is equal to 196. What's x? Just see, this should be less than 225. So this should be 14 because less than 15. Square root of 225 is 15. So 14 times 14, 10 and 4. You get 196. So that means this is 14 square. So what's the length of one side? 14 centimeters. Now we found out length of one side is 14 centimeters. So what is the radius of this circular lamina? Radius should be half of that. So radius is 14 divided by 2, 7 centimeters. And what is the area of the circular lamina? Area is the pi r squared value. Pi 22/7. R is 7 and 7 again. So 7 times 2, 14 and adding 154 square centimeter is the area of the circular lamina. Find the area of the shaded part in each figure given below. So how do you find out the area? You can find the area of the bigger circle minus the area of the smaller circle. So shaded area is equal to pi value 22/7. Bigger area, that means radius is 14. Pi r square minus again pi r is for the smaller one is 7. 7 into 7. Now simplify. 7 times 2. And here we can do this one. So you can take 22 is common. Or before we crossing out, here can you see 22/7 is common? Take it out. When you take that one, this is 14 times 14 minus 7 times 7. So you get 14 times 14. We found out that's 196. 7 times 7, 49. So 22 over 7 into, subtract these two, 147. Now 7 times 21. So 22 times 21. 21 times 22, 20 and 2. So you get 462 square centimeters for the shaded region. This one, how you find out the shaded part? Area of the square minus area of the circle. So shaded area of the square, 25 times 25, minus area of the circle, pi r square. What is r? 10.5. I can write as 10.5. As an improper fraction, 21 over 2. It's easy to plug 21 over 2 here and simplify. Now we'll do that. 25 times 25, 625. Here 7 times 3, 2 times 11. So you get 3 times 21. 3 times 21 is 63 into 11 divided by 2. Now, what's the easiest method to multiply by 11? You take the first and the last digit separately and then you add these two. You get 6 plus 3, 9. So, 625 minus 693 divided by 2. 2 times 3. 2 times 4, 8, and for 13, that's 6. 346.5. Now subtract these two. So you get 625 minus 346.5. You get 5 here, 8, 7 and 2. 278.5 square centimeter is the shaded region. So check it again. 10, 15 and then 12 and 6. So that's correct. Question number 5. What is the maximum number of circular laminas of radius 7 centimeters that can be cut out from a rectangular lamina of length 70 centimeters and width 14 centimeters? So that means this is like a rectangular strip like this, 70 centimeter and the width is 14 centimeters. So maximum number of circular laminas that you can cut. So that means this should be circles like this. Now, radius is 7. Means you can cut one circle this way. So 14, 7 and 7. And we need to find out this way how many circles we can cut. Now, what's the diameter this way? For one circle, that's 14. So if we can divide 70 by 14, we can find out how many circular laminas we can cut. So number of circular laminas is equal to 70 divided by 14. So 7 times 2, 7 times 10. So 5. 5 circles like that you can cut this way. So the answer is 5. So we covered all theory related to area of parallelogram, area of a trapezium and area of a circle. So remember, what's the area of a parallelogram? the base length into perpendicular height. And what's the area of a trapezium? Half into the sum of two parallel lengths into perpendicular height. And the area of a circle is pi r squared. So remember all these formulae and practice all the exercises and examples in this unit.